Cannabis Common Sense, the show that tells the truth about marijuana and the politics behind its prohibition.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Cannabis Common Sense. Our show is a production of our nonprofit organization, the Hemp and Cannabis Foundation, and our affiliated political committee, the Campaign for the Restoration and Regulation of Hemp, or CRRH, and THCF. Hey, we've got a great show for you tonight. We have a trio of musicians here ready to provide song and verse. It's Mr. Tim Pate, Jan Sue, and John Cornette. Howdy, folks.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Very well. Hey, welcome. We have our regular assortment of dancing leaves and video clips, and we'll be taking your calls, so just stay tuned for a few moments as we bring out those infamous dancing cannabis leaves. I mean, I heard there were some DVD problems, and you know, we are.
Feel the force.
All right, here we are with Tim Pate, Jan Sue, and John Cornette. How are you folks again?
We are doing good.
great.
I know we are. You guys are doing good, aren't you?
Doing really good.
Yeah.
Jan
Okay.
Sue Hurst, thank you for being on the show tonight with
Thank
us.
you. Thank
She's
you,
got her
Tim.
lap dulcimer there, and we're going to play a song that John Cornette wrote this past year. Figured it'd be the best thing to do, start out a year with a good ohm.
Yeah.
New year, new song, new decade. good. Thank you. What's that called? Om. All of bliss in the universe. Well, welcome to our show. Hey, if you're out there and you have a phone call for us tonight, the first show of a new decade, our third decade on the air, as a matter of fact, then you can call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. We'll be taking your calls right through the end of the hour. We'd like to talk to you about ending adult marijuana prohibition, restoring industrial hemp, and helping medical marijuana patients. So that's what we're here for. Hey, you made the transition. Welcome.
I did.
Tim?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Decade.
Happy New Decade. It is.
It's an auspicious year, and I'm very hopeful that we'll see a lot of progress this year in ending marijuana prohibition, that we usher in a new age of cannabis freedom and tolerance.
Well, we had several communications over the holidays, and the first time I talked to you, you said, "Hey, we got the initiative."
Yeah, we've got our ballot titles for our Cannabis Tax Act and Cannabis Tolerance Act. We got a little bit of media around that with local TV stations, and the local newspaper, the Willamette Week, had an interesting article on it. And so we're gung-ho about putting an initiative on the ballot here in Oregon this year to legalize and let adults buy and sell cannabis legally. And there is an initiative on the ballot now in the state of California. And 4 different senators in the state of Washington are introducing a bill to tax and regulate marijuana and sell it through Washington state liquor stores.
I wonder what the result. Have they done any polls on that? Do they know?
I don't know about polls
how it
from the
leans
legislature
there in Washington.
I know it's gotten a lot of media attention, though, with the juxtaposition of Washington legislators in favor of it and this making the ballot in California. And so we just kind of piped up, hey, we're here too. And it's moving forward.
Here we are.
So,
well, you know, it's a pleasing thing. I've been involved in this fight for such a long time, and you have too.
Yeah.
To feel that we've had so many victories behind us at this point, and that
things are starting to look better than ever before. That's for sure.
I feel that way. I really do feel that way. I have a very large level of confidence about this.
Yeah, me too. We have a good feeling about this.
We do.
I think we have a phone call. Hello, caller. You are on the show.
Is that me?
That's you.
Well, welcome back, gang. How are you?
Very good.
This is Willie at Critical Care Hospice.
All right.
Hey, listen, I just wanted to ask if I could have just a minute of the floor for a minute. First, I want to thank not only you, Paul, that I've known since we were taking our kids to school and meeting up.
Over there at Grout? I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention the name because I don't like to tack anything onto our children.
Yeah,
but,
they're a lot
Tim,
older now.
Yeah, I just talked to your wife, Paul. Gee, she's just so, what a strong woman, and I'm so glad she's beat this doggone cancer. But anyway, I wanted to thank Tim for the music. I want to thank the control room, all the supporting staff there, and down to the clinic. I want to also thank Madeline and Normal and all her supporting staff. And we're just getting ready to have another big drop-off, probably about 3 pounds, I'd say, close to. Of course, we always keep it under, of course. But we'll be getting that over there soon.
Those patients will love that.
Yes, and of course we never make a cent off it. We don't ask for any gas money or nothing. You know, I mean, although we could charge, but we just, you know, it's just more of a, you know, from our hearts, like you guys.
It sure is a whole new paradigm.
Yes, sir.
Give it away. It feels good, and
what you give is multiplied back to you.
Yeah, there you go, karma. But here's the thing. I'm very concerned with one point here, and there's several issues. I would really like to have a segment where I could bring up some of these things, you know, and get in every week, but it's really hard because you're so doggone popular. But whoever can hear my voice that does not have a vaporizer or cannot afford one, I am begging you to drop your lighters because they're not designed. We're finding out that a lot of our patients have been coming up with pulmonary problems, and we think it's a direct correlation with unspent butane fumes, which basically what happens is when you're torching that, you're not only hitting it with too high a heat. Now, if you just hit it and puff on it and get it going, that's okay. But if you're just sitting there with that lighter, you're not only ruining most of your medicine right off, but you're also taking unspent butane fumes.
And
now,
the byproducts of butane combustion.
Right, and what happens is it ruins the elasticity of the lungs. So it's counterproductive to what we're trying to do medically. And I'm telling you, buy a box of matches. It'll last you longer than a lighter. It'll save the environment. You won't be throwing it away. And just hit the corner of it, get it going, and you'll be fine with your pipe, you know?
What about a good Zippo?
Zippo might be a little better alternative, but as long as they're not even taking those fumes in and just catch it, you know how we do. You just catch it to where it gets going, puff on it, and then it'll go and do itself. Certainly if it's dry enough.
Well, you're not the first person to bring this up over the last few months, so obviously it's a growing concern. And do you have any more documentation you could share with us about that?
It's just been personal stuff that we've been noticing that's been corrected in our area.
Well, that's how we were able to grow the body of evidence around medical marijuana. We had to have anecdotal evidence and submit it to the DEA's Administrative Law Court. That's how you began. Right. So, I mean, you know, if you have that and you keep compiling it, you know, it's obviously there could be some validity to it, and we need to pay attention.
I want to write a pamphlet because I think, you know, I do understand most of the patients that we do get, they, for the most part, I'd say a good 85% of them always ask for way too much. And then I do know that there are people that can use up to 2 to 7 ounces within a week, you know, I mean, really, but then again, they have to realize the titration, because now we've got people we mainly grow indica, but we do have sativas that are very, I mean, it wouldn't be good for post-traumatic stress disorder or any mental disorder, even though it's through pain, because some of ours are just super creative and psychedelic as far as the sativa side is. So we lean more on for the indica varieties because they are more calming and pain relieving, and of course CBD. But my concern is that you know, a lot of people are asking for way too much. And it's really hard to decipher that because we've been just stepped and burned over these years since, you know, the program started. Thank you to Paul and the co-writer, the doctor, and I'll tell you, it just seems like it's been a phenomenon for the last 6 months, to where everybody's starting to get this, you know, really, like Paul had a real bad cough, you know, and
until I started using a vaporizer.
Yeah, they just can't afford it.
Just a cough. I had, you know, bronchitis. There was other, you know, you cough things up in the morning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wasn't pretty.
No, it's not nice at all. And I wanted to say this thing, you know, the audience, well, you've probably told enough people, but they used to call you and me two-time losers because we both got busted for quite good quantities of hashish and marijuana before it was legal. So I think we're two-time winners.
Yeah. I
definitely warriors.
Both of mine were cultivation charges. I didn't really have hash, but hey, that's okay.
I was getting the stuff coming out of Afghanistan and, you know, like the tomato.
I will say I never had any and never helped with that, but fortunately I never got caught with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, thanks
to you.
It's
not much of a difference.
And so many
Cultivation's, even under Oregon law, is a Class A felony, which is the same as murder and rape in the technical eyes of the law. Fortunately, they're considered differently by the judiciary to some degree.
Yeah, my freedom has been taken away twice, so I do know that. But anyway,
it's no fun.
I've got to get down and sit down and write a pamphlet, a safety manual and a conservative manual to where people can just properly use their medicine and not go through it so quick. And then also the health concerns, you know, more than anything, because, you know, there's so many. Well, I mean, we try to bring the vaporizer along and stuff like that for people that really absolutely need it, but
well, I always carry my vaporizer. I carry it as a carry-on. I put it in its own little bin.
Yeah.
They ask me what it is. I tell them.
Yeah.
You know, they check it about 70% of the time to see if there are any explosives on it. But since I've never handled any explosives, we've never had that problem.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I won't take up anybody's time. That's why I don't call in much. But I'm going to get a hold of Madeline tomorrow and call her at home and just...
we do have there's a meeting
there's
tomorrow.
the Oregon Normals twice-a-month meeting. I think it's the first one since November, because they had the Oregon Medical Cannabis Awards at the during what would have been the first one, and they didn't have one there around the holidays. So tomorrow at 700 Northeast Deacom Street, the doors close at noon. You want to be there between 11 and 11:30, and it's for Organ Normal members and medical marijuana card holders only. And so...
And you can join at the door, Organ Normal, if you don't have your Organ Normal card, but you do have your OMA
and it wouldn't be a bad time for you to come down there maybe a little early with that extra,
right.
And the patients will be real happy to see that.
So if dear Madeline is listening, which she probably is watching.
You know, now that she's running that club, doesn't have nearly as much free time.
She's over this late, huh?
Huh?
I know it's open till 12, so she's still working,
It's open till 10. Yeah, she's there, I think.
10. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I thank you guys so much, and I love you all, and we all love you. So we'll touch bases soon. So God bless everyone there.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it does take a whole team of people. We got
it does.
4 camera people and 4 people in the studio, and all the folks up front. It takes a team of volunteers. It's not just
the switchers and the sound man and the director and,
not just the 2
else.
of us sitting here. There are actually 5 people in the control room.
That's right.
With my wife, Teresa, answering the phone. Anyway, if you have a question or a comment for us tonight, give us a call at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-44. 244-4448.
I would like to say there's a gentleman who is on the core staff with Seattle Hemp Fest. His name is Rick Smith, and he is in Northwest Hospital up in Seattle. And they had to remove one of his kidneys in November, and apparently they took the one that was functioning the best. And so he is in really poor
They
shape.
took the wrong kidney?
No, they were both in bad shape, basically. But they left one, and anyway, Rick, we're thinking of you, and we wish you well, and everybody on the core staff is praying for you, and want you to know that we will continue showing up like you have, even through your disability over the last few years. So even though he's been a very much a disabled person, he has been a statue of liberty at the Symposium and many other places, and
the internet. I've seen him posting for the internet for
constantly.
the past 15 years.
Yeah,
so
constantly. So we want to wish you the very best, Rick. Since we're shown in Seattle and many other places, Denver and Detroit and points east and west. And
more every few months.
Exactly.
We have another caller, though. Hello, caller. You're on our show.
Yeah, hi. I really appreciate what you guys are doing, and I was a member of Normal for a year, and I had 2 questions for you.
Sure, okay.
One is concerning HB 2503, the Employee Discrimination Act, and the other is HR 858, the Drug Testing Integrity Act. I want to know where those are at, and I have one more question.
I have no idea where either one of those are at right now. You can find out, though, by going to the legislative website, and they always have information concerning each bill and where it is in process.
You're talking about the federal acts, is that correct?
Yeah, the second one,
the federal,
act.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so...
was that the Barney Frank bill?
HR 858 is the Drug Testing Integrity Act, essentially making it a crime to cheat on a drug test, and HB 2503 is the Employee Discrimination Act.
Well, I'm not familiar with either one. What do you know
I've
about
heard a little bit about them, but I can't tell you where they're at right now,
I don't know.
unfortunately. Hopefully, they'll die a lonely death.
No. We want HB 2503 because my concern is I'm an employee and they don't drug test where I work, but if I get a medical card, which I'm looking to get because I get headaches, and I, let's say, get in an accident and they test me, and I can't get fired. If I lose my job, that's it. I'm done. Sure. You know? So, I mean, HB 2503 would make it illegal for them to discriminate against medical marijuana patients, and that's my concern.
Oh,
I see. Okay,
well,
that's I'm just not familiar with it at all.
I'm not that familiar with either one of those.
Yeah.
Who introduced those?
Well, I have no idea if they're up on Organ Normal's website. That's why I was asking. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them.
I'm familiar. It's probably Russ Balville who posted that up there, and he does the stash. So,
I'll know more tomorrow.
I'll check in with him and find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we'll report back to you and let you know what we know.
One more quick question.
Okay.
It's a possibility I may be moving into a mobile home park, and one of the things they have you sign before you move in is regarding, quote, no illegal drug use. You can't have illegal drugs in your home, of course, but this is a state legal drug. So would they just go ahead and say, well, since it's federally illegal, you still can't use it, even though
No, they can't say that anymore. Not since the federal government has backed off on the war on drugs and said they're observing state law, and there are numerous housing cases, including HUD housing, or federally government-subsidized housing, state court cases that say that medical marijuana patients are protected.
There you go.
Okay, so if I moved in there and I signed something, it's not illegal, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything. I could take that to court and win.
That's correct.
Okay, and one more thing for you guys. I heard you guys talking about the Codex Alimentarius last week. You guys should look that up. Google it. It's real, it's scary, and it's no good. I appreciate what you guys are doing. You have a good night.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Codex. I did look that up. It was a couple weeks ago as we were here now, but it talks about prohibiting, herbal substances and making it more difficult for supplements to be used. And I don't think it's going anywhere, but it is a pretty scary bill. You just never know, though, what the legislature might do. I'm sure if we saw a resurgence of the right-wing control over the legislative process.
Why is it the right wing always comes from left field with stuff like that?
I don't know. They're just out there. What can you say?
I know.
So, yeah, there's a lot of good movement. I'm pretty excited about the bill down in California to tax and regulate marijuana. It's a lot different than our bill is here in Oregon, but the good thing about theirs is they've already turned in enough signatures to make the ballot.
That's right.
So that's a big
so they don't have to go any beyond that.
Their bill would allow people to have and possess an ounce of marijuana, have a garden with, I think it's 24 feet canopy, 24 square feet of a canopy without a real count on the plants, and possess up to an ounce. And then you could also buy an ounce and sell it through municipal and county ordinances. They'd be in charge of regulating it and zoning it. Well, that's a pretty interesting proposal.
How would it work, though? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate here for a minute. If I had a 24-foot canopy of marijuana, I'm going to get more than 1 ounce out of that. So when all that comes to fruit, what are you going to do?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know.
I know.
I think I get more than that, too.
Exactly.
We have a caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hi, Paul. My name's John.
Howdy, John.
A question about tincture. I recently made a batch, and I was wondering if there's a way that I could. I'm on dialysis, and I can't obviously smoke and center at dialysis.
Right.
And I was wondering if there's a way I could take the bite out of that high-grade alcohol.
Yeah, you can make it from an extract using glycerin. Glycerin won't have it has kind of a sweet flavor, and so it will dissolve or become a liquid in glycerin.
Just as potent.
You can get that at most drugstores or on the internet, and it has instead of having that bite and burn that you get from alcohol, it has a sweet flavor, a little syrupy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Glycerin's
that's
a good way. Another thing is you don't have to use a high alcohol
You don't
agent.
have to use Everclear.
I mean, you can use Everclear, and the more alcohol that's there, the more medicine it will hold. But you could use a lower alcohol content beverage. And so, but I think glycerin's the real answer.
That's my main complaint against tinctures, too. It burns, when they're used Everclear or anything like that, it burns the heck out of my mouth.
Yeah, and then there's always, you can put it into capsules. You don't even need an oil base to do that, though some people like to use various oils before they put it into capsules. You can just take the actual herb and activate it by heating it to about 220 degrees and then grind it up and put it into capsules. You can do that with leaf, and you won't stand any chance of getting high, but it'll take care of pain, spasms, seizures, glaucoma, neurodegenerative diseases, and gastrointestinal ailments. But if you did it with the flowers, you might get that buzz that we know about.
Yeah. With dialysis, I get a lot of cramping, and all I think when I'm, at dialysis, which I'm at right now, is if only if I had my vaporizer here. But,
right. They do have some portable handheld vaporizers out there that work pretty well as well. So you might take a look at those. They're pretty unobtrusive. They look like little, cameras or cassette recorders or something.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you so much, Paul. I'm here 3 times a week all night long, and I always look forward to your show, so thank you very much.
Thank you. We're happy to be here, and wish you the best.
Try the glycerin. Try it.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Glycerin extracts work really, really well.
You guys have a great night.
Thanks.
Thank you. You too.
If you're out there and you have a question for us, give us a call at 503-288-4448. If you're watching tonight, which is the 8th of January, 2010,
I talked to Mark Hare a couple of days ago.
Which is Jack Hare's
son.
Here in Portland?
Here in Portland. And Jack is still in a hospital, not in a hospital, but in a nursing home facility in Eugene. I saw on the internet a few days ago that he was in desperate need of a bariatric bed. And so you can go to jackhareneedsabariatricbed.com, I believe.
Oh, really? There's a domain out there already.
There's a domain for that.
I did see a note to that effect as well.
So, if you want to know more information, and I asked Mark, I said, I heard Jack needs a bed, and Mark simply stated to me, Jack needs a lot of things. So I'm certain he would appreciate your prayers and anything else you can do on his behalf. We've had benefits around here and done some other things for him, and a lot of other people have also contributed, but those days are still with us, and he still needs our help. So just wanted to remind everyone.
Thanks. We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Oh, hi.
Howdy.
I'm new to the area, and I was looking to get involved and get a card and start smoking and everything, but I'm worried that I might become a fat loser like you got.
Fat loser. Wow. Very cool.
Gee, I wonder how many million he put in the bank this year.
That's true.
Anyway, if you have a question or a call for us, hey, we're willing to take the shots.
We can do it. We're
give
strong.
us a call at 503-288-4448. That's
We've taken worse than that, buddy.
4448. And I am a loser. I've got 100 employees, and gee, just last month I paid $60,000 in payroll taxes. So I think the local economy is probably doing a little bit better off because of that.
How many people work at THCF now?
We're up to 100 employees now.
100 employees.
100 employees.
Aren't you the biggest one in the country of your kind?
Well, for medical marijuana clinics, yes.
Yes,
for
what I thought.
helping patients get medical marijuana.
I'm not going to go into what I've done in my lifetime. I don't need to brag to anybody. If I've done it, it ain't bragging. But quite frankly, sir,
Hey, we have a film clip, and we'll be back in just a second. Stay tuned.
Jack's transformation gained some momentum in 1973 when he satisfied a lifelong urge to write. He and a friend co-authored a little cartoon book about marijuana titled simply Grass. Much to his surprise, Grass became an underground hit, selling about 35,000 copies. Almost overnight, Jack gained a reputation as an authority on marijuana.
And now everybody thought I knew all about pot. I knew every little subtle thing. And I still didn't even know if I ran across a marijuana plant growing in a field, I wouldn't even recognize it.
Like millions of other Americans back then, Jack knew nothing of marijuana's history and had no idea that marijuana was actually hemp, the non-intoxicating but still very much illegal variety of the ancient Cannabis sativa plant. But as sales of his little Grass book raised his profile, strangers began to come up to him with intriguing bits of information.
They come up to me and say, Mr. Herr, do you know that they used to make paper from marijuana? Some other kid would come up to me and says, do you know that they used to make all their sales and clothes out of marijuana?
The idea that it had other uses, that you could make paper out of it, that you could make cloth out of it, you could make cord out of it, you could make oil, you could make medicine. Those had never occurred to Jack, and boy, did he take that idea and run with it.
Jack was amazed to discover hemp's deep connection to mankind. For over 10,000 years, hemp was undeniably our most useful plant. Our ancestors depended on hemp's exceptionally strong fiber, cellulose-rich pulp, and highly nutritious seeds. The plant was cultivated and used throughout history for food, clothing, fuel and medicine, as well as for sails, rope, shelter, and paper. In colonial America, hemp was not only legal, but essential to survival.
Washington planted hemp at Mount Vernon in the 1790s while he was president in an attempt to start a home industry so that the United States would not have to depend on Italy and on Russia and on England for their hemp fiber. This was just after the Revolution, and the United States was trying madly not to have to rely on foreign countries for any products.
Armed with this new knowledge, Jack set out to persuade the marijuana reform movement to join him aboard his new hemp bandwagon. But to his surprise, nobody got on, not even the usual suspects.
Many of us thought that Jack was perhaps too focused only on hemp. Most of us were only focused on let's stop arresting smokers, and we sort of thought the hemp issue was a secondary issue and maybe not as important, and we weren't even sure there was a constituency out there that cared about it.
The message, as well as the messenger, turned people off.
When he first talked about hemp, to me in particular, I was very resistant because I thought of it as being just an excuse to legalize marijuana.
He tended, in his enthusiasm, to overstate the case a bit. And in so doing, sometimes the rest of us were embarrassed.
And we're back. Hey, that is an excerpt from The Emperor of Hemp about Jack Herer, who is currently recuperating from a major heart attack that took place at our Portland Hempstock Festival back on September 12th and recuperating in a nursing home in Eugene. So our prayers go out to him, and it's a great video if you get a chance to see it. You came up with a couple items there while
well, show and tell. Show and tell. This is a couple of our old projects.
Yes, that's true.
Both of these date back to about 92, 93, 94.
Yeah, I started importing, having hemp paper manufactured in China and imported, and so this is a little notepad remnant of our
this is actually from the very first batch of hemp paper you imported.
That's right. That's from the very first batch. It came in it would have been 1992.
There you go, yeah.
1992. Isn't that a nifty little logo, the way you have the slash, no more trees, and the little saw blade in there? And
on the back it says, tree-free eco paper, One World Trade Center, Portland, Oregon.
That's where our office was, right there in the World Trade Center here in Portland.
Paper.
Yep, made from 50% hemp. The stalks of the marijuana plant, and 50% straw, a byproduct of grain production.
About that time, nobody was believing that we really could do very much with hemp. I mean,
we actually able. And then this other item is 100% hemp press board.
This is MDF, medium density fiber board, and that was
an experimental product.
That was made from hemp that was grown in Spain and imported through France. We did it at Siena Specialty Building Supply. I was on the board of directors when we invented this, and this was
with Washington State University's Pullman Wood Products Lab.
When we tested this similar pieces of this same composition on CNN, we tested it at a scientific testing laboratory, and it broke the machine.
Yeah, they said it's stronger than steel.
It met or surpassed every standard in the industry. So anyway,
so that's the future for us. Really,
that's the future.
There. Hemp paper, hemp fiber. No more reason to cut our trees and deforest our planet to make building materials and paper. And the same holds true for biodiesel fuels and hemp-based foods. We're going to solve a lot of environmental issues when we tax and regulate and legalize marijuana, and that's what we're trying to do through the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act. You can look at it out there on the internet at OCTA 2010, OCTA2010.org.
We'll also solve our fuel issues. We will solve our
world hunger,
our food issues. We will solve our fiber issues.
Global warming. It's really almost miraculous the way we've criminalized a plant that can solve or resolve so many of these crucial issues.
So true.
But you know what? We're taking your phone calls right now, and if you're out there and have a question or comment for us, call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on our show.
Go for it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh man, I just want to say it's really great to see you guys on here doing this, and
thank you.
I appreciate that you guys have been doing it for a while and stuff, and you guys are ass clowns.
Well, you know, sometimes you get hit by, you know, the what do you say, a coordinated kind of ability.
That's true. That's true.
But if you want to call in and ask us a question about ending industrial hemp, ending adult prohibition of marijuana, restoring industrial hemp, or helping medical marijuana patients, call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. I think the same guy got through twice in a row there. Once you listen, that's
sitting there
definitely the same voice.
It was the same setup, too.
Yep, it was.
Same thing. Oh, we love you. Yeah. That's hot.
Let's hit you there.
Yeah. You know, we
Isn't that cute?
Yes, it is.
Anyway.
I wish I was as mature as you are, sir.
I think we are. We're more than adequate
anyway,
in terms of maturity.
The subject, we have fun because we get to go to festivals and hemp stock and stuff like that. And it's good to have all the fun. And we take some razzing, and we've had to take a whole bunch of harassment for the last 70 years plus from the laws that people like you have put in place. So, I want to say jam you on that. I really do, sir, because quite frankly, people like us have been in jail. We've had to, we've been separated from our children. We've lost our houses.
We aren't going
to been shot at with bullets and died.
We're going to stop that from happening.
So, you can take pot shots at us, but bigger people than you have taken bigger pot shots at us, and they continue. And we still stand here because we believe in what we're doing. Horses
couldn't drag us away.
No way.
And several of them have tried. So,
And when we have our festivals now, 500,000 people show up or more. And I'm really grateful that the message that we've continued to be systematically consistent with for decades now, both you and I, has gotten through to many other people.
One of those
very, very important.
Is that we help medical marijuana patients. And so far, our THCF clinics have helped over 100,000 patients in 9 different states. So if you're out there and you're wondering where you can get help to get a medical marijuana permit, as long as you have one of the qualifying conditions, then we have doctors who can help. One of the largest categories of patients who have qualifying conditions are those with a chronic pain condition. Chronic pain accounts for 60 to 70% of all of the patients who have medical marijuana cards all across the country. Other conditions include cancer, multiple sclerosis, other neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, spastic conditions like Tourette's or even asthma, and seizure disorders like epilepsy. Also glaucoma. All of those things qualify for medical marijuana. And if you or a loved one needs medical marijuana, we're more than happy to help you find a doctor who can help you get a permit in one of the states that has a medical marijuana permitting process. And that's 13 of them at this date, January 2010.
Now, there's some new other places that are
They're out there about to pop up. D.C. actually just became, it's not a full state, but they just removed the Bar Act that went into effect about 10 years ago. But anyway, if you need help getting a permit, we have doctors all across the United States that can help you. Call us at our toll-free number. That's 1-800-723-0188. It's 1-800-723-0188. If you're in the Portland area, it's 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. We're also as we said, in cities all across the country, from Detroit and Denver to Seattle and Honolulu. In fact, I just got back from Honolulu last night. Had a pretty nice time. I saw the volcano erupt there in the Halemaumau crater at the Volcano National Park, and
very cool.
Got to help dozens of patients on several islands. But we have another caller now. Hello, caller. You are on our show. Hello, caller.
Yes.
Yes.
There you are.
Welcome.
What I'm wondering is, on your initiative to legalize, where can a person get some signs and stuff to post up?
Right now you'd want to go to our website. That's OCTA2010. octa2010.org. And we aren't circulating the petition yet. We're just going through the ballot title process. We're going to be doing some polling. We've actually filed 2 different versions. We're going to get a ballot title on each of those and then poll within the next month on those ballot titles. And then based on that polling, we'll decide which one of the 2 has a better chance of winning and then move forward with that one initiative. We've hired a local company, Democracy Resources, to head the fundraising and petitioning campaign. That's Democracy Resources. So if somebody's looking for a job as a petitioner, those would be the people to go to. And they're also coordinating our volunteer petitioning campaign. So we're happy to work with them. They've worked on dozens of different issues and always been successful, and they're highly recommended by all sorts of progressive causes. In fact, they're the only unionized petitioning company in the country. So all of their employees have good benefits and are members of the local service workers union. So if you want more information, posters, other things like that, just go to our website at octa2010.org.
And you'll be hearing more about it after a few months, and we know which petition we're going to be putting forth, obviously.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, one more question. Where can I get gel caps to put it in?
You know, most health food stores have things, or you can go to quickcap.com. That's quick-cap.com on the internet. But you can go into Whole Foods or what are those other ones? Well, the other health food stores out there, New Seasons,
and stuff.
And you go into their herb section, and they usually have capsule kits there. And so we have some capsule kits in our office as well that we sell pretty much at cost. And our office here in Portland's at 105 Southeast 18th Avenue. And so we have little cap kits there for $10, I think they are.
Great, great. And now you guys aren't paying attention to this jerk that's been calling you?
Nah, it doesn't bother me, you know.
In one ear and out the other.
Exactly. You know,
well,
we
take shots, and, you know, sometimes you have to fire shots right back.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm not afraid.
You guys have a good evening.
Thank you.
Sticks and stones, you know, all that stuff. Thanks for calling. If you're having a question for us tonight, give us a call at 503-288-4448. There, that number is there on your screen, 503-288-4448. You know, this show also goes out on Ustream, thanks to our web guru, Aiko. Thank you, Aiko.
Aiko.
Anyway,
and our dear friend Paul, who helped us get it on the web.
Oh, yeah, Paul. It takes a team. You know, there's all kinds of us out there that have been working on this thing. He helped get it up there on Ustream, and then Aiko's taking the ball, and he also makes bunches of DVDs, makes bunches of DVDs and mails it off to Denver and
Detroit. He's our distribution system.
And, yeah, he spends
very helpful. Time, it's so helpful.
Always out there getting it to a greater audience. Oh, I know we're on now once again in Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, very good.
On Saturday night at 11:30. Every Saturday night you can watch Cannabis Common Sense on cable TV there in Vancouver, Washington. It's on at different times, different places, but that's one of them.
Very good.
So
Hawaii.
Hawaii was great. The weather was wonderful. I got to go up and give my respects to Pele, the volcano goddess.
Yes, indeed.
And she showed me quite a show. It's erupting in 2 different places and flowing into the sea. The main crater at the center of Kilauea has been erupting for about 8 months now, and the Pu'uolo vent on the East Rifting Zone has been erupting since 1982.
Yeah, it's been
on and off almost full time since 1982. Buried the town of Kalapana, and there's about a mile of land out past where Kalapana used to be. But anyway, we have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hi. Yes,
hey.
I was just wondering. I've been hearing rumors that Washington's legalizing.
Yeah, there's 4 state senators in the state of Washington who put forth a bill to legalize marijuana and sell it to adults through the state liquor store system. And so that is a proposal that 4 Washington state senators are bringing forward in this legislative session that just starts next Monday, I believe, in Olympia, Washington.
Okay.
So I'd urge you, if you live in Washington, contact your representatives in Olympia and tell them to support.
I'm an Oregon card holder. I was just wondering because I've been hearing rumors about it.
Yeah.
Thought I would.
Well, we've got our petition here in Oregon, and though we haven't found any politicians to introduce a bill to end adult prohibition yet, there's a few up there that've shown some interest. They just haven't come out and sponsored the bill yet.
I'm curious how much actual legislative support they'll get, but I hope it's enough to pass it. That'd be wonderful.
In the right direction, one way or another. It's certainly.
Thank you guys for your information, and
you're welcome.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
We will. I mean, there's so much activity up in the Seattle area, and has been for decades.
The largest pro-marijuana rallies in the history of the country. 500,000 people every year.
Yes. For
over a decade now. And I think, this year it might have been up over the 2-day number, over more 600,000 or 700,000. It was sure crowded first day.
It was crowded.
Yeah.
It was crowded.
Packed.
It's, it becomes, as a member of the core staff there, I can actually say that it becomes difficult to count that many people.
Sure.
Even with aerial views and all of the science that we put into actually quantifying the number of people we have so we can prepare some way for them, it becomes difficult to count a crowd that size. There's a lot of people, but estimates were upwards to 550,000 people for the 2-day event.
Well, our event here in Portland's much smaller. It hasn't been going on quite as long. I think our next one will be our 6th one. But we are happy to say that National Normal is going to have their national conference here in Portland that very same weekend. So National Normal, for the 2nd time, will be having their conference here in Portland. The last time they had it was in 1986 when we had the Oregon Marijuana Initiative on the ballot, back when I was a mere 26. But now they're coming back, and they'll be having their conference September, I think it's 9th, 10th, and 11th. And our Hempstock Festival is on September 11th and 12th.
Oh, perfect.
So it'll be a great little time for all involved.
Well, many of those National Normal people have been to our show in the past, and it'll be good to have them back.
That's true.
We'll make certain we have room for them on stage.
We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling because I'm a chronic pain patient, and I'm on an opiate pain plan. And the medication makes me sick when I take it, and I feel sick when I don't. So I've been considering going on the marijuana plan, and I didn't know if by doing that means I just forgo all medications.
It depends on the plan you're in, and you should discuss that option with the people who are administrating that plan, because there are some plans that will work with you and allow you to use medical marijuana. There are some that will require that you quit. Some of them will just turn you off cold turkey, which make you very sick. Others of them will work with you in, gradually decreasing your dose of opiates. And that's what you really want to do, is gradually reduce your dose of opiates so you don't have any painful withdrawals or less
my hope is just
to deal with.
To stop taking the pills completely.
Totally.
Yeah, it's very dangerous for your health just to go cold turkey like that. You go without sleep for long periods of time, and you'll it won't be good for you by any means. In some cases, it can cause real medical problems. So you need to talk to the people who are supervising your pain contract at your pain clinic, and explain to them that you want to try medical marijuana because you've heard the side effects are less debilitating, and find out what they're going to do. And if they won't work with you, you should check around. Don't just switch over right away, but check around and find another pain clinic that will work with you.
Okay, yes, I'm a Kaiser member, and I didn't know if Kaiser doctors...
I think Kaiser will work with you. In fact, Kaiser's main office in California has given their doctors permission to recommend medical marijuana. However, not all doctors are comfortable with that. A bunch of them in the Kaiser system won't do it. But if you point out to them that the main hospital has authorized physicians to recommend medical marijuana, and if one doctor won't do it, you can go to another doctor that will.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, and I really enjoy the show.
Thank you. Thanks for your call. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
I know the use of those Opiates cause all kinds of physical problems. They knock you out, and you can't eat, you can't go to the bathroom, you're irritable.
It's a pretty common call.
It
We
is.
get that call on a regular basis.
Well, it's something we hear. That lady sounds much too young to have to deal with that sort of horror.
Exactly.
So,
totally.
you know, your sound can be deceiving sometime, but I sure hope.
Pain is real, though.
Yeah, that's true. And so chronic pain is something that can hit anyone at any time, especially given the prevalence of motor vehicle accidents and things like that, where people crush their skeletal system or their backs or something. But anyway, we've helped literally thousands of patients get off opiates, get off OxyContin, and many other substances. So we'd be happy to help you. If you need a doctor to help you get medical marijuana, we have doctors all over the country. Just call us at 1-800-723-0188. That's 1-800-723-0188. We'll be happy to refer you to a doctor who can help you find medical marijuana. We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show. Hello?
Yes, hello. I was just wondering about how I would go by getting a card in Portland, Oregon.
Well, if it's up to you whether you want to ask your own doctor about that. And here in Oregon, we have about 85, statewide, about 8,500 physicians. And out of those 8,500 physicians, over 3,000 of them have recommended medical marijuana. So the majority of them, though, have only recommended it in the case of one patient. So it's up to you whether you want to ask your own doctor and if you want that to be in your permanent medical record. So if you don't want to do that, you know, the best thing is to go to your doctor, explain to them that you think your condition qualifies for medical marijuana, and then get the paperwork from the state office, which is right here in Portland. And so then you just have the doctor fill that out and turn in your application to the state. Now, if you don't want that to be in your permanent record, or you don't want to ask your current doctor, or your current doctor turns you down and won't do it, then we have doctors who are ready to help any qualified patient. The key being qualified. They require medical records that document existence of a qualifying condition. And we have those doctors who will be happy to help you, not just here in Portland, but all over the United States. I just got back from Hawaii, where we helped dozens of patients there. We have offices in Detroit and Denver and Seattle and down in Riverside, California. I'm going to be in Montana next week helping Montana patients in Missoula, Billings, and Bozeman. So you can call us at 1-800-723-0188. That's 1-800-723-0188. So I hope that answers your question.
Have a great day.
Thank you. And if you're here in the Portland area, you can call direct at 503-281-5100 or 503-235-4606. There's that other number. Either one of those will work, but 503-235-4606 is a good one. Well, you know what? Our musicians are back in place here, and we're wrapping up another show. I want to thank you for watching. We're going to try to completely end marijuana prohibition this year. We need your help. Please take a look at our websites, because, you know, we want no more legal lies, because it's time to legalize and restore industrial hemp. So good night.